Hey everybody, it's me, Audrey. I'm back again with another video. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to my channel. And if you've been watching my videos thus far, I appreciate you doing so. So I really just want to share a testimony that took place last week. It started on August 7th. August 7th was a Monday. Last week, a week ago today, my toddler had damaged my phone. And I was like, okay, all right, Lord, you know I need my phone. And so I told my husband about it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to need another phone. And so I wasn't too thrilled about it because, you know, it's another expense now we have to take care of. And I felt bad. I felt bad about it because I felt like, okay, I should have been more careful, whatever, more and watching him more. But anyways, my phone is no longer working. He damaged my phone. So we have to get another phone. My husband does go and he purchased me another phone. Now, I didn't care whether it was an iPhone or Android or whatnot. It didn't have to be brand new. I just needed a working phone, something I can call and text. Okay, that's all I really care about when it comes to phones. So my husband ended up purchasing me another iPhone, and this all took place on Monday, August 7th. So Tuesday, August 8th, my family, we go to our local zoo as our family day out. We go to our local zoo. We're having a good time. We're there for a couple hours. Our zoo closes at 4 p.m. We get there like around 2 p.m. and the zoo closes at 4 p.m. So we're there having a good time. And I, towards the end of the trip, when it's closing time, I realized that I don't have my phone on me. Now, mind you, my phone is new and it's dead too because I let the battery die all the way out. And so I realized that my phone is no longer in my pocket on the way out. And I tell my husband, I'm like, okay, I don't have my phone. So my heart starts beating and I'm like, okay, where's the phone, Lord? Where's my phone? I thought I had it in my pocket. And so I had to stop and think about where I was. And I know the Lord did this. The Lord brought this to my remembrance. He brought this to my remembrance. I remember going to the restroom and inside one of the stalls, and I took my phone out of my back pocket to put on top of the toilet paper dispenser. And I do this quite a bit, but I never forget to pick my phone up. So for some reason, I forgot, y'all. I forgot that my phone was sitting on top of the toilet paper dispenser. So the Lord brought that to my remembrance. He left it in the bathroom. So once I realized my phone is lost, I go back inside, ask the clerk if I can come back in to look for my phone. I can go in, I go back to that bathroom, back to that stall, and my phone is gone. But all the time, my husband and I were praying, Lord, please let that phone be there. And it hit my husband the most because he just bought the phone for me. Like, he just bought it for me the day before. So I felt really bad, that happened. I felt so irresponsible. But the phone is gone. Somebody stole my phone, okay? I go back out towards the exit, and I go to the member services door, and I file a report for it, a lost phone. And the clerk told me, well, you can, if we find your phone, we'll call you back, or you can call us the next day and see, what the status is. So didn't hear from them. So I waited the next morning and I called, and still no trace of my phone. But I do thank God with the iPhones for the Find My Phone app. And so my husband, he was on it. Like he was not backing down. He was Inspector Gadget, okay? And I love him. I love my husband. He was so diligent and vigilant on finding this phone. He did not stop, okay? Because I had given up. I was like, well, the phone is gone. Somebody stole the phone. And I'm like, I don't know where it is. So he got connected with the Find My Phone app, and he was able to locate where the phone was currently the next day. It ended up in, I believe, Ypsilanti or Ann Arbor, Michigan. Okay. So anyways, it was like 45 minutes to an hour away from where we were. And my husband was on it. Okay. Once he found out where that phone was, he called the police department, and they told him that he filed a report. And then they told him, since it was in Michigan, then he has to call them and file the police report with them. And then at some point they told him, well, he has to, once he found out the location, because he found out where the phone was at one point. It was at a women's shelter for the abused. And he called the cops, and they told him, well, he has to be there to meet them there to try to possess the phone. And so my husband was on it. He left work and he went up there, and he tried his best to get in contact, to find this phone at all costs. He had the cops meet him there and here and there. And at some point the perpetrators were moving around, and so he couldn't pinpoint exactly where they were because they kept moving. And so they was telling him, well, we can't go inside of this facility because of what it is. You can't go through and search for through people's things and items like that. That's a violation of their policy. So couldn't do that. And so my husband just waited, and he waited. And at some point, he came back home, because the cops, had met him at another place, but then the perpetrators began to move elsewhere. And so it was just hard to really get to them. My husband comes home because they're like, okay, well, he's like, well, we're just going to pray. Hopefully somebody will just turn it in. And we prayed, he prayed, and he stayed vigilant, stayed faithful, because like I said, I had given up, but my husband was faithful, and he kept on praying. But, even though my mindset, I was like, well, we should get another phone. But deep down inside, I was still like, man, it'd be nice if we could find this phone. Like, Lord, please, let somebody turn this phone in. And thanks be to God, the next day, my husband got a call from the police department in Michigan saying that they had found that someone turned in our phone, and that the phone was left in front of a KFC restaurant. That a decent person picked up the phone because they saw a message on my phone that said, this phone is lost. Please call this number. Please call me. And so they turned the phone into the police department, and they called us and said they found the phone, that the phone was turned in. We were just so happy. We were rejoicing, especially my husband. I felt so much peace after that, because my husband works hard to take care of us, and I appreciate him so much. And he was just not giving up. Okay. But God came through, and God showed us what he could do if we just trust him. And I asked God, like, what were you trying to show us in this moment? He was trying to show us to trust him. That when all looks dark and all looks lost, and this testimony may not mean much to you, but it means a lot to me and my family, because we're in this season of transition, and God is really doing some things to build up our faith. And in my previous videos, I told you guys that I quit my job to stay home with our children and raise them up. And it's a transition for me, and it's for my husband as well. He may not say much, but he is supporting everything that God is leading us into. And I know there's a great call in his life as well, and we're in this thing together. And so God is trying to show us to trust him with our lives, not to depend on money, not to depend on our reputation, not to depend on other people or other resources, but that he is the main source. And so God came through for us, and he brought my phone back to me. He brought my phone back to me, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for how I'm grateful for the whole experience. I'm grateful for the whole experience, y'all, because my phone did not have to get turned in. Somebody could have just took that phone and just kept it, and that would have been it. And I believe my husband said that the clerk at the police department said that she's, in all her years of working there, I think it was like 20 years, she's never seen that happen, where some people just turn in. And it's an iPhone, like a newer iPhone. It's not the brand new one, but it's still new. It was newer than what I had. So it was nice. There was no scratches on the phone, y'all. There was nothing. The only thing they did was take my SIM card, but that's easy to replace. It's cheap. But my phone was still in good condition. No scratches, none of that stuff. But I thank God for the decent person who turned my phone in. And I pray that God blesses them immeasurably, because they did not have to do that. But all in all, God was showing us his power, even in that, to trust him. He will provide. So let this encourage you to know that God will provide. God is for you. He is fighting for you. He will make a way for you. Okay? That's what I want you to learn from my testimony. God is with you. He's fighting for you. So trust God. I can't stress this enough. I will probably say this in all my videos. Trust God with your life. Trust God with your circumstances. Trust God in your hardships, in your trials. Trust God, because he is good. He is faithful, and he will show himself faithful to you. Okay? So be encouraged today. God did it for me. He can do it for you. And I thank God for you taking this time to listen to this message. And I hope you got something from it. You have a wonderful, blessed day. Okay?